welcome to Boardgames with Niramas. Today I'm going to play some Tribes, this new game from Rustan Håkansson, and it's published by Tea Time Productions. Tribes Early Civilization, this is sort of the prequel to the Nations game that Rustan Håkansson also designed, or was lead designer for, and Nations, the dice game. So this is the Early Civilization. We are going to start off here in the, I don't know how to pronounce this, Paleolithic, and then Neolithic, and then the Bronze Age. So there's three eras we're going to go through, sort of like how civilization started and how we built it up. And I really like that the rule book also has a little section about how in these different eras human behavior changed. At first we were just like hunting, gathering, and so on, laid traps, had some ceremonial burials and so on. But then as we keep going here, we start being able to make better weapons, taming horses, and all that stuff. So, and I think this game looks really nice. I saw the Kickstarter prototype that Rado did a run-through for. I didn't really like the design, the artwork. I think this looks much better now. The tiles are much clearer, sort of how to, and everything. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we start with these first 5 tiles out here open, so we can see what's going to happen. But then to reveal the other ones and advance, we need to invent. So we have to sort of invent the art of gathering here, and then as the arrow indicates, we will flip this tile. Also, if I do that, I will get the points, and we will also put out events and other stuff. I'll get into that as we go here. So I'm the red player as usual. I have my 3 starting tiles. You start out with 3 tiles like this. You draw them randomly. So I have some wheat here, some wheat, and some gold. It's almost like Settlers of Catan. It just looks like that. It doesn't work like that. I have my first player marker. This is a bronze axe, the same as on the box there. And so I'm the first player, which means Drako starts with 1 point. It's just a points track. In a 2-player game, you play actually 2 35 points. Whoever gets this first sort of ends the game while it's equal turns. But and if both were to get there, then we would have tiebreakers and so on. But I like that. It's sort of like a race. So it's not a set amount of rounds. Instead, you have the race to the points. We have 4 different kinds of technologies that we can improve, or technologies is not the right word, but anyway, we can grow, which means that we can advance our grow. Right now, if we were to grow, we would only grow 1 hut at a time, these little huts here. We can do the exploration, and if we explore right now, we would only draw 1 tile of tile like this, these tiles like this from the bag, so we get randomly, but we can improve that as we go. We have 1 in the movement, so right now if I were to move my hut will start somewhere, and then I can move it 1 space. But if I increase my movement, I will be able to move more hut than 1, or move 1 hut more spaces. Then we also have strength. This is our combat strength basically. Its real only effect is when some events are drawn. We have a bunch of events here in that pile there. Some of them are like if you have the most strength, then you gain points, or if your opponent has less strength, and if you're the strongest, then your opponent will lose something. So it can be quite mean, this game, I think, especially in a 2-player setting. But it plays from 1 to 4 players, so I'm going to play the solo as well. That's the next video. Okay. Also, I want to say that I really like this player aid. A really huge tile, has some setup reminders, so on. And yeah, it just covers everything you need, and I like that it's on like a tile like this instead of just a card. I prefer these cardboard. We also start with 5 of these shells each that we will use, as you will see soon. And we have some cubes that represents our sort of when we invent new technologies, or the ability to lay traps and so on. And there's also a requirement to do that, to be able to, for example, then invent the traps. Then we need to have access to 1 horse, and that's out here on the field. So you would need a horse. No, none of us have that in the start here. It's just random. Drako has some incense, some sheep, and some wheat. And yeah, that's about it for the setup and so on. One more thing, we are going to pick one of these slots that our hut will start on, and we will be able to move, we will be able to grow, get more huts and so on. But I will look out here, let's see, if I go for wheat, then I can invent gathering as my first action. If I go for gold, I can go for jewelry. Jewelry would let me advance my move, so I would move more when I do the move action. We will get to that soon. Gathering will let me advance grow. So I think I'll go for gathering, which means I will start on one of these wheat fields, so I have access to some wheat. Drako, I think he wants to be able to hunt right away, so he will start with some sheep. So I'll go like that. And then, so it's my turn, and we'll start. And now we will see how the action selection works, because that's what this game is all about. The base mechanic of the game is action selection combined with this technology tree design, sort of, and so on. So first of all, I can do 3 different actions on my turn. I could move, I could grow, or I could explore, or I could do any of these and choose the bottom thing instead and do invent, which will let me get access to a new technology and so on. If I were to go with move now, then that doesn't cost me anything. If I want to go with grow, as this system here, where I have to put a shell there, and then I can do grow. If I want to do explore, I'll have to put another shell there, and then I can do explore. And then these will stay here, and then it's Draco's turn. If he wants to do any of these, he will pick up that shell. So it's sort of like a currency for the action selection. Really a nice system. I know that it's almost like in Century Spice Road that I did a run before recently. So let's see, I think I will start my first action. I don't want to move, but I will invent. So I will do the bottom here, which means I will put this on top. So now the cheapest one is to grow or invent, and then move is now the most expensive one. And this will keep going. We'll have a big pile here as we keep going. So I will invent, and then since I have access to 1 wheat, I can invent gathering. So I will put one of my cubes here, and a few things happen. First of all, I'll get 2 points, as you can see there. So I'll get 2 points. Then I will advance grow. So now if I do the grow action, I will get 2 new huts. I'm sort of having access to more food. My tribe can grow faster. Then I will flip this tile because of the arrow there pointing there. Also, I should mention this board is 2-sided, so you can play on the B side. This is the A side. The B side is a bit tougher regarding the arrows and so on, but it's fun that you can vary. Okay, so here we have mysticism. Mysticism requires 2 incense. Whoever gets there first, as you can see here, I will put my cube here. Drako can get this as well, the gathering, but he only gets 1 point. So, and in let's say a 4-player game, that's the same for everyone. There's no point in, I can't put another cube here. I just invent this once. But since I have one here now I am allowed, if I would have 2 incense, that is, to invent mysticism and be the first there and put another cube here and get 3 points. Advance explore, so I will be better at exploring, and also the arrow leads up, then I would flip that tile and so on. So it's like I like this system of a tech tree. It's like Diablo or some computer games where you have to unlock some ability to be able to unlock the next one. They get powerful, more powerful as they go, of course. Anyway, that was my action, and also here there's some legs, which means we will have one of these extra action tiles come out. So now there's another way to move. There's another tile that lets you move, but this doesn't have invent down here. So this is only for movement, and it goes at the top. So there's 2 ways to move now. One of them has invent, the starter one. But then again, these tiles, I pick 5 here randomly. There's a bunch of these. I think, well, I guess there's 5 more. So in another game, perhaps we won't get that move tile. Instead, we might get some cave art, bartering, dog domestication, cooking, and so on. Let's say we got shamanism there, then the first thing that would happen, the first one to invent there, would actually pull out an event tile instead. So you'll see how that works soon. Okay, so that was my action. I did the I took the move tile, but I did the invent action on the bottom. So now it's Draco's turn. He starts out, as we remember, with some sheep, which means he wants to invent as well. And so he'll take, let's see, he'll just take this one for free. It's a grow, but he's not going to grow. Instead, he's going to invent. And we just put that one at top, and now explore is the cheapest one, or the free one. And so he will invent, and since he has 1 sheep, he can invent hunting. So first of all, he'll get 2 points. Like that. And so we'll flip this tile. And there's despotism, which needs 2 gold to be able to invent that. If you do, you will advance move. Drako will advance strength now because of his hunting ability. So he's at 2 strength, which doesn't really mean anything right now. But if an event comes that says that, let's say the strongest, well, it doesn't. The event doesn't trigger until someone takes it. But as an action, instead of doing one of the other actions, you'll see that as we come to it. So also there's an eye there, which means that we will get the other explore tile out here. So now there's 2 ways to explore, and so we'll put that at the top. And as you can see, it starts to build up a bunch of these. And let's say someone does explore now, this will go to the top. Now both explore will be up here. If you want to do them, you have to pay a lot of shells to get there. You might not be able to afford that. Okay, so that was Drako's turn. He invented as well. And so yeah, let's see, what do I want to do? Well, I think it would be a good idea for me to, either I could do a move and go over here to the gold, and then I have some gold, I can invent jewelry. Or I could explore, which I think is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this one and explore. Which then, just as I said now, if Drako wants to explore, it would cost him 1, 2, 3 shells out of his 5. So on. Okay, so I am exploring, which means I'll take a look here. I have 1 in explore. So I'll pull out 1 tile from the bag. And I got some sheep. Okay, that could be nice. So I can put it anywhere I want here. And I have to consider, I mean, if I move, then I want to be able to move. And I want it close like that. So I'll do that. Okay. Then it's Drako's turn. So maybe he will move instead. I mean, I chose to explore, but I think he will move instead, because right now at the beginning you sort of you don't want to spend a lot of shells here if you don't have to. So he'll just do the free action of move. So this goes like that. And so he can move 1 space because, again, he has 1 in movement. He hasn't upgraded that yet. And so I think he will go, now he could go for the wheat, but I already been there. I've taken the extra point from getting there first, right? So I think it's more interesting for him to try to be the first one to ceremonial burial, which requires incense, and it will advance explorer, which means he will be better at exploring. So he'll go over, he'll move this over to the incense. Then it's my turn. It goes really fast like this in a 2-player game, especially in the beginning. Well, of course, you have to consider what you're doing, like in any game. So now maybe I want to move over to that sheep, or do I want to go for the gold? No, you know what? I will grow. I will do the grow action, which means I have to put 1 shell like that, and then I can take the grow. It goes to the top, and everything gets pushed down, which means now if Drako wants to move, he will get the shell instead of having to just get it for free. You having to pay. So I'm growing, which means I'll take a look at them over here. And remember, I upgraded my growth because of that food. So now I'll grow 2. So I get to put out 2 huts where I have huts already, which is here. And having more than 1 hut on 1 tile doesn't matter at all. But now I can do move and move these other guys out, sort of. And then it's Drako's turn again, and I think Drako likes this game. He looks happy. And so let's see, I think he will now, he wants to explore. So he will do explore, which means he has to put a shell here. He'll get the explore, goes to the top, everything gets pushed down. And now remember, he upgraded, no, he didn't upgrade his explore. Okay, yeah, he's just exploring for 1. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. That was later on, he can do that. Okay, so here we go. He gets some gold. Nice. So put it like this, I think. That's my turn. And I think I want to move, because remember, I have a bunch of guys. Then again, my movement is only 1. It doesn't matter. I can't really do anything about that. Let's move, which means also I get these 2 shells. So now I have 1 more than Drako. This goes to the top like that, and so I'll get to move, and 1 guy gets to move. I think I'll go for gold, yeah, because I can get there before Drako. He already done the sheep thing, so yeah, okay, I'll do that. As you can see, I mean, they all get more and more expensive. Here it takes 2 of something, there it takes 3 of something, so you want to build that up by keep exploring and so on. So I moved, and now it's Drako's turn. And remember, he is on the instance, so he wants to invent. So he'll take this one. He doesn't do the explore, he do the invent. So he will invent some ceremonial burials. Not the hut, the cube. So he'll get 2 points. And now there's no arrow here, so we won't flip anything. But let's see, he will advance his explorer. So now he is better at exploring. That's why he wanted to wait with that, and he wants to explore the next time around when he gets the opportunity, because then he'll pull out 2 tiles already. Okay, so it's my turn. Now I have the goal, and I will invent. I guess this is how the game really goes in the beginning. You just keep doing these invents as much as you can, but then it gets harder and harder because you need more. You need 2 or something and so on. So I'm inventing, and I have gold, so I'm inventing jewelry. So I get 2 points. I'll flip this tile, and that's leather. So now you need 2 horses to be able to get it. And also you have to be on the one below it. So I can get to leather, Drako can get to despotism, and I can get to mysticism. Right now, I mean, we will try to get all of these eventually. Also, my move will advance, which is really nice, because now I can move 2 guys 1 step or 1 guy 2 steps. So that was it for me. Now it's Drako's turn, and I guess Drako wants to grow, but then he hasn't done the gathering, so he would grow slowly. Oh, I think he will explore because he's level 2 in exploration, so he'll pay 1 shell here to do explore. And now he will pull out 2 tiles, which gives him a lot of more options. He gets to have both of the tiles, so he doesn't have to pick, but anyway. Okay, 1 incense and 1 wheat. That was not what he wanted. I guess I'll do it like this. I mean, he has 2 incense, 2 wheat. So, I mean, he could go for the mysticism with 2 incense, perhaps. But then he needs to get the gathering first, because, yeah. Okay, so it's my turn. I'm trying to play pretty fast as well, just do a run through just to show you how the game works. So I might do stupid tactical moves and so on, but now let's see. I want to move, right? No, I need to explore. I need to explore, but that's kind of expensive. That would cost me 2 shells. I could grow and just pick up this shell, but I don't really need to grow right now. Then again, it's not a bad idea to have more huts, so let's grow. And so I'll just do this again, and then I'll grow, and my growth is level 2, so I'll get 2 huts out. And I think I can put them where I have huts. I'll just put them like this. So I have a bunch of huts now. Sorry for the camera. I have a bunch of huts now, but yeah, I don't have that many tiles yet, but I will start exploring, of course. Because it's getting cheaper, you know, it's moving down there. Now Drako, what does Drako want to do? He wants to grow, but now it's really expensive for him to grow because I put it all the way up there, so he's not going to do that right now. I think maybe he should go for gathering also before he does the growth, so he gets better payment for it, sort of, better return. So I think he will move, so he'll move for free. And he will go over to the wheat, so he can get the gathering next time it's his turn. And what do I want to do? I want to explore, of course, yeah. So I'll do the free exploration. Why not? And so my exploration is only level 1, but I'll pull out 1 tile here. And let's see, I got me some horses. Nice. That's a good one. Because nobody has taken traps with the horses, so that's up for grabs. And also leather, which I can get to, is 2 horses. So yeah, that's really nice. Okay. So it's Drako's turn, and now he does have his wheat. So he'll do an invent. He'll just take this movement, which I don't like because I was planning to move now the next turn. But he'll take it, and that goes up there. It's really expensive now. And so he's inventing, and he's going for gathering because of his wheat here. He'll only get 1 point though, because it's the second to get there. But he'll also get to advance his growth. So now he's better at growing a bigger tribe. And now he can get to mysticism as well, because he does have access to 2 incense, so that could be a thing for him. He could beat me to that. I don't even have any, any incense at all. Okay, so my turn, and I would like to move, but let's see, I do have a bunch of these shells though. Yeah, let's just spend 2. I'm being too conservative with these. Let's spend 2 and do the move. And now I get to move 2 because I have 2 in movement level. So now I'll move 1 guy to the horses. And I think I'll move 1 guy to the sheep, because then I can learn hunting as well. That could be good. And so it's Draco's turn. And Drako needs to grow now. He really needs to grow. So he'll pay 1 to get grow. I'll get 1 back for that because he's taking this time. And it goes to the top, we slide down, and he's growing, he's level 2 growing, so he'll get 2 huts down here, and then he can move them out. Maybe he will try to go for that instance, get them over there. That will take some time though, because he only has 1 in movement. Yeah, maybe he'll want to go buy the gold, pick up jewelry, and get another movement. That could be a thing. Okay, so it's my turn, and it's looking pretty good out here in my civilization, or my little tribe. So I could go for traps, I could go for hunting, but I want to go for traps just because I'm the first to get there. So I'll do an invent, and I can't do invent here though, because that's a pure explore tile, so I'll have to pay 1 shell, and now there's 3 shells here, so it's really attractive to get some exploration. And I'll take this one. I don't use it for explore, I use it for the invent. So I'm inventing, and I'll go for traps, which means I will put a thing there. I'll get 2 points. This one will be flipped, and this one will be flipped, both of them. So now we have another reason to get this incense, because here's a polythisp with 2 incense. And then fences with 2 sheep, which none of us are close to really. Okay, also I'll get to advance my strength, so I'm catching up with Drako on strength. And that symbol there means we will put out the last of these extra tiles, which is another grow without the invent. So another tile comes up here. So as you can see, this row of action tiles is now 6 big instead of 3 as we started. And so it's Draco's turn, and he needs to move. But I think he will explore, because he can't resist it. There's 3 shells there, he'll take them. He'll explore, and he can see that there's 2 movement down here, so he's not worried that he won't be able to move the next time around. Now he will explore he'll draw 2 tiles, because he's level 2 there. So he'll get both sheep and a horse, which is nice for him. He can do it like this. Okay, and so it's my turn. And well, you know what? I am going to. This is not a good move, I think, this early, but I'm going to do it anyway just to show you how it works. To get to the leather, I need 2 horses. I only have access to 1 horse, but the thing is, I can exhaust one of my other tiles to be able to do it. So I'm going to exhaust this gold, which means I'll flip it, and now it's gone forever, the rest of the game. And this hut goes back to my supply as well, but that counts as me having 2 horses now instead of 1, which means I can invent. I need to do the action as well. I need to take this action tile here as an invent. And then now I can invent, what's it called, leather. And so I'll get 3 points, because we're getting into the medium area here. 1, 2, 3. I'll get to flip this one, which is writing. So now if you have 3 sheep, you will get 5 points, so it gets better as we go. But 3 sheep is kind of far away, at least for me. Drako has access to 2. Okay, anyway, and then I'll advance my strength, so I'm the strongest player now. Also, when we advance things up here, we will start getting points for them as well. So that's a way to get points as well. And remember, it's a race to 35 points, so. And also now I will put out an event, because there's an E there. And the event comes from this pile like this, and it's nomads. So plus 2 VP if strongest. This means that if I take this one as an action instead of taking one of the other ones, because I'm the strongest right now, I will get 2 VP, 2 points. If Drako takes it, he won't get the points, but he can do that to prevent me from taking it. It goes to the top, so right now it's really expensive to get it. But as it keeps going down, as we keep doing things, one of us will take it for sure. It's really fun events in that stack. There's a bunch of different events there. And so that was my turn. I invented leather. Now Drako needs to move. Yeah, he really needs to move, and he will go by the goal. So he will do the move like this. I'll just put these down, and he will move one guy over to the gold. Because now next turn he can invent jewelry, which will increase his movement, and then he can start moving more guys out. So, and then it's back to me, and let's see, I don't have that. I mean, I could even get fences. Because I have one sheep, I could exhaust another tile to get fences. That's really playing aggressive. I don't know if I want to do that. I think that's too much, maybe. I think I want to explore, actually. I want to find some more stuff. So I'll put a shell on this, and I'll take the explore, and everything moves down. And as you can see, that event tile is now cheaper and cheaper. So I am exploring, and will draw one tile from the bag. And that's another horse. I don't need 2 horses now. I just, exhausted a tile to get the leather. But then again, there might be 3 horses somewhere up here. So I mean, it's not bad to have a horse. I'll just put it over here, I guess. We'll see if I need it later on. Okay, so it's Drako's turn. And yeah, now he will invent. So he can do this action. He'll even get a shell for it. He has a bunch of them now. He'll do the event on that. Invent, not a event. And so he has 1 gold down there, so he can get some learn how to do jewelry. He'll get 1 point, and he gets to advance his move. That's what he's looking for, because now he can start moving around a lot easier with 2 movement. As you can see, it only goes to 3. Even if you go all the way up, you still get 3 movement, but then you also get points for moving up there. So there's 2 different reasons for wanting to do it, sort of. And so it's my turn. I have to take a look at the action selection here. I could pay 3 shells and get 2 points for being the strongest before Drako has a chance to catch up. I think I'll do that. I only have 3 shells though. That's my last shells, but I can always do this one for free, of course, and then I'll pick up a shell, or more even. So I'll get the nomads, and because I'm the strongest, we'll take a look at the strength meter here. I will get 2 points. So I'm pulling ahead on the points track. And let's see, everything will move like that. Okay, so it's Drako's turn, and now he can move easily, but yeah, but he has a bunch of shells. He doesn't care. So he'll just, he'll do this. He'll put 1, 2, he even gets 1 back, and he gets movement. And now he will move 2 guys, because he upgraded, right? And now he's looking to perhaps get, he wants the 2 instants, so he can move 1 and 2. So he has access to 2 instants, and he can go for, he can choose, he can go for both mysticism and politism, because he has the, that's really good for him. He can score a lot of points that way. Okay, so it's my turn, and what do I do? Well, I don't have much choice, right? Because I don't have any shells, so I'll take this one and I'll do grow. I'll get 2 shells, and it goes to the top. And so when I grow, I will grow 2 huts at once. And let's see, I mean, the placement here is where do I want to go next? But I think I will explore up here at the top, so I think I'll put them like this. And maybe I can explore here, find something I can move to. Okay, and so it's Drako's turn. Yeah, now Drako has 2 instants, right? So he will do this one. No, that's not an invent. He'll have to pay 2 shells to get to an invent tile. And that means he will get to invent something. He has 2 instants, so he'll invent some mysticism, I think. And that means this tile gets flipped, and we'll see that we need horseback riding up here. Then we need 3 horses. So yeah, it's not a bad idea to get some horses, I guess. And he'll get 3 points 1, 2, 3. He will get to advance his explore, so he's even better at exploring now. He will explore 3 tiles at once when he's exploring. And also there's an event, so another event comes out, and it's migrate. So whoever takes this will move at your strength level. So if I'll get this one, I can do a 3 move. That's kind of cool. But it goes up here, so it's really expensive now, but as we keep going, it will get cheaper, and one of us can do some movement there. Okay, I mean, maybe we will upgrade our strength before we get it and get more movement, I don't know. So that was Drako's turn, and it's my turn, but I think I will stop here. We're getting to the 30-minute mark, and I think you've seen sort of how this game works in a quick run through. And if you want to see more of it, then you will be able to see me play the solo playthrough, where I will play the full game, but I will play the solo mode, so you get to see how that works as well, because it looks really cool. So yeah, this game is really lovely. I like it. I mean, there's a bunch of tactics involved, but at the same time, it's quite easy to get into and pick up, and I like the mechanics and I like the components. So yeah. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you like it. Please share it with your friends as well, and you know, you can press the share button, share it on social media and so on to support me. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for all the support you've given me so far by subscribing and sharing and all that stuff. Okay, so thank you so much. This was Tribes Early Civilization, and I'll see you soon when I'll do the solo playthrough. So have a great evening or morning, whenever you're watching this. Take care. Bye-bye.
Board Games with Niramas is sponsored by Alara Games in Sweden.